What will happen to me tomorrow? What if I fail? What if everything goes wrong? These silent questions haunt millions every day. The fear of the future is a ghost that shadows every decision, every step, every attempt to change. We live in a world that demands quick answers, stability, and success. But life, by nature, is unpredictable. We don't have full control over what comes next, and that's terrifying. The future becomes a canvas where we project our doubts, our fears, and our unrealistic expectations. But does it really deserve that much weight? Fear is born from the need for certainty. We want guarantees, safe paths, but the only real guarantee is the present. The present moment is the only place where we hold power. It's where the future is shaped, not through control, but through conscious action. When fear paralyzes us, it stops the very movement that could change everything. What if, instead of fearing tomorrow, we trusted our ability to respond? The future may bring storms, but you can become stronger, wiser, more resilient. The real question isn't what if everything goes wrong, but what if I overcome it? Even if it does, life is not made of guarantees, but of courage. And courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite it. The most terrifying thing about the future isn't what it holds, but what we think it holds. We create monsters in our minds, weaving tales of failure, disaster, or loneliness that may never come to pass. Why then do we let these imaginary horrors dictate our choices today? Why do we abandon dreams because of a future we've conjured up, not life? Think of a tightrope walker. Their world is a high wire between 2 points, a precarious path with no safety nets. But they don't cower in fear. They study the wind, the balance, the tension of the wire. They prepare not just mentally, but physically, learning to adapt to the swaying, to correct their posture, to keep their balance. The tightrope walker understands that the present moment is all that's real. The wire doesn't care about their past, their fears, or their imagined futures. It just is. And in that acceptance, they find their footing. Like the tightrope, life offers no guarantees. It doesn't care about our hopes or our hesitations. It simply presents each moment, each choice, each challenge for us to meet. The tightrope walker doesn't ask, what if I fall? Instead, they practice, they prepare, they trust, they're training. They understand that while the consequences of a fall are very real, the only way to move forward is to step onto the wire. So how can we be like the tightrope walker when facing our own personal tightropes in life? How do we stop fearing the future and start living in the present? It begins with awareness. We must acknowledge our fears, not fight them, ignore them, or pretend they don't exist. They're part of the human experience, just like joy, sorrow, and hope. Naming our fears, giving them shape and substance, is the first step to stepping back from them. This isn't about dwelling on negativity, it's about acknowledging reality. Fear is there, it has a hold on us, but we don't have to let it define us or our choices. Once we've acknowledged our fears, it's time to challenge them. Are our worries based on facts or on imagined scenarios? Tightrope walkers don't fear the wire, they fear the imagined pain of a fall. Similarly, many of our fears are rooted in stories we've told ourselves, not in reality. Question these stories. Are they truly realistic, or are they just tales of what if that keep us stuck? After challenging our fears, it's time to take action. Even small steps can make a big difference. If you're afraid of public speaking, start by talking to small groups of friends. As you gain confidence, you can tackle larger audiences. Every step, every bit of preparation builds your skills and your courage. Like the tightrope walker who practices daily, take daily actions toward your goals. Each step builds upon the last, creating momentum, building skills, and strengthening your resolve. As you face your fears and take action, you'll start to see a shift in perspective. Your fears won't vanish, but you'll gain a new clarity. You'll realize that the future isn't this separate, unknowable realm. It's an extension of the present. Your present actions, no matter how small, are the building blocks of your future. This understanding is empowering. It takes the unknown terror out of the future and puts the power back into your hands. But why should you care about taming your fear of the future? What good can it bring? First and foremost, peace. Imagine waking up without the dread of what-ifs hanging over you. You're free to greet the day with a clear mind, ready to face whatever comes. Second, growth. Facing and overcoming your fears expands your comfort zone. You evolve into a more adaptable, confident version of yourself, capable of more than you ever thought possible. Third, opportunity. By not letting fear dictate your life, you open the door to new experiences, new relationships, and new possibilities. You might miss out on something great if you let fear hold you back. Finally, authenticity. When you're not consumed with fear of the future, you can be more present for the people in your life right now. You can nurture relationships, listen deeply, and connect more authentically with those around you. Living in the present isn't about ignoring the future. It's about acknowledging that the future is born in the present moment. Every choice we make, every action we take, every dream we pursue or abandon is a vote for the kind of future we want. To shape a better future, we must first tend to the present. So how will you tend to your present What steps will you take today to build the future you aspire to? Will you confront that fear that's been holding you back, or will you let it continue to cast its shadow? The choice, dear reader, is entirely yours. The tightrope awaits. Will you step onto it and face the music, so to speak? Will you embrace the uncertainty and trust in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way? Or will you stay on solid ground, safe but stagnant, letting fear keep you from pursuing your dreams? You might also wonder, how can I be carefree about the future when the world seems so chaotic and unpredictable? And that's a valid concern. The world is changing rapidly. New challenges and threats emerge constantly. But amidst the chaos, there's still beauty, innovation, kindness, and love. Focusing solely on the negative aspects of the future only perpetuates fear and anxiety. Instead, cultivate a sense of wonder about the possibilities that lie ahead. Embrace the unknown not as something to fear, but as a canvas upon which you can paint your dreams. But what if my efforts aren't enough? What if I fail? Failure is a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. It's a signal that something needs adjusting, not a verdict of defeat. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb on his first try. He learned from his failures and adapted, eventually creating something that illuminated the world. Likewise, your journey will have its bumps and setbacks, but these shouldn't discourage you. Instead, they should serve as guides, pointing you toward what needs attention, what needs improvement, and where you need to redirect your efforts. Your fears are valid. They're born from a desire for security and happiness, desires that are deeply human and completely understandable. But don't let them overshadow your potential. Don't let them confine you to a life of what-ifs. Instead, channel your fears into fuel for your journey. Let them motivate you to prove yourself, not to crush your doubts, but to rise above them. There's a saying, the man who goes alone can travel faster, but the caravan stays together. While the lone traveler might cover more ground quickly, the caravan, though slower, reaches its destination intact, carrying its collective burden and sharing its collective joy. Your journey is your own, but you don't have to walk it alone. Lean on your support system, your friends, your family, your men. Share your fears, your dreams, and your challenges. In their shared journey with you, they'll find strength and wisdom that they may not have realized they possessed. And in turn, their strength will bolster your own. Finally, remember that life isn't a straight path, but a tapestry woven with moments of joy, sorrow, triumph, and challenge. The tightrope walker doesn't just experience sunshine and rainbows. There are moments when the wire feels shaky, the balancing is difficult, and the stakes seem too high. But they wouldn't trade this life for anything, because in the grand scheme of things, the fear of falling is dwarfed by the beauty of the view from the top of the wire. Similarly, your journey, however challenging, will lead you to places and perspectives you never imagined possible. The view from the mountaintop isn't for everyone, but those who dare to climb it carry with them a perspective that enriches the lives of those who remain below. So what will happen to you tomorrow? That, dear reader, is for you to decide. Will you succumb to the whispers of fear, or will you rise above them, embracing the uncertainty of the future with courage and grace? The choice, as always, is yours.